Hey, good morning, traders. Morning, morning. How is everyone doing? Happy Friday. Is Friday the 21st, right? April 21st. This month has gone by quickly. Crazy stuff here overall. In today's video, right, what we're going to be doing is going through naturally the news. But at first, I do want to announce that today, if you go check us out on Discord, right, this morning, I'm going to be in the live trading room for our futures traders. On Zoom. So if you guys are on the member site, I'll see you guys there. But after that, in Discord, go check Discord out because I'll be doing. I'm going to be jumping the voice channel for a decent part of the day because it's Friday. You guys can ask me a bunch of questions. We'll take a look at the markets and see what else is going on, see how things are moving. So I'm going to be trading with you guys after 11 a.m. Eastern time in Discord. I just thought of this right now. So let me know. If you're going, check that out. It's community.tradeproacademy.com. I'm going to post it in there as well. So with that being said, why don't we take a look at what's going on with the news? What we got going on, because we had some earnings on big tech names, right? Tesla, for example, reported earnings, and there's a lot that's going on behind that, right? There's a lot of news and movement off Tesla. Tesla gapped down really aggressively. We saw that Starlink's Elon Musk's rocket yesterday combusted in midair. So there's a lot of stuff going on in and around that as we get ready for the coming earnings periods, along with automakers that I'm going to talk about, EVs, automakers on the back of these Tesla earnings, scrambling about for battery materials. But first, in terms of Tesla news, Cathie Wood comes out of the woodwork, $163 a share on Tesla. And Cathie Wood with ARK has a new issue of a price target, $2,000 per share on Tesla. That would value the EV maker to more than $6 trillion in fewer than 4 years. So she's giving Tesla less than 4 years time to get to a $6 trillion market cap. So we've seen Cathie Wood talk a lot of nonsense before. She's very, very big on the growth names, and we'll see how this pans out. But this is usually not the best of news for Tesla, as we could see one of those tumbling movements back to the downside. So we want Tesla to scale its units because each one of them now represents the potential for a robotaxi fleet. This is what Wood said on CNBC, saying that for a margin point of view, a robo-taxi service would be like SaaS business. Not surprisingly, Cathie Wood also added that Tesla shares to the ARK Innovation ETF on the dip last night into the earnings. So this continues to be its biggest holding in her flagship fund. And speaking of Elon Musk companies, right, we talked about SpaceX's Starship that exploded minutes after its first flight. So Tesla is also changing vehicle model pricing yet again. So a lot of news around that, and that trickles into the automakers and the news that's coming out of that. They're scrambling for battery materials as they go all in on the electric age, which will be required realistically to have a steady and consistent supply to power their vehicles. So Ford, for example, recently confirmed it plans to invest $3.5 billion in a lithium iron phosphate battery plant with the aid of Chinese giant CATL. Crosstown rival General is also looking for a partner for its latest factory, while the U.S. just linked a deal with Japan for critical EV metals. So other suppliers and countries are also taking notice of the market dynamics, which will define the remaking of the auto sector as it looks to retire the internal combustion engine. So a lot of news going around that, right? EV names are probably getting a little more volatility. I haven't necessarily checked them that well. Also lithium battery names as well. So Tesla's one of those names that's actually pulling down here as we get into a very interesting period with Apple and a lot of tech names here pre-market leading down. Another interesting fact is that the market hasn't had a red Friday close in years now. I believe since 2020 March at some point, every Friday has had a green close in the S&P. So it's something to consider. We've seen a consistent infinite bid throughout the last few days, very, very strong bidding. And even yesterday, right, even into the morning session, we did get a strong bid the afternoon with an offer. It just turned into a bid into the end of the session close, as well as here pre-market holding that 4140 on the S&P, which I'm going to talk about in just a bit. But U.S.-China tensions, in a speech at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen laid out the next phase of the Biden administration relationship with China as the tensions heat up between the two sides. So she said, we will secure our national security interests and those of our allies and partners, she declared, and these national security actions are not designated for us to gain a competitive economic advantage or to stifle China's economic and technological modernization. So the United States will assert ourselves when our vital interests are at stake, and we do not seek to decouple our economy from China's. So friction between the two world's largest economies already lingers over the areas like trade, and bigger economic risks are at stake with the battle over access to key cutting edge technology, which is escalating in the semiconductor war, right? We're seeing some downside in semis as well after a very, very strong bid throughout pretty much the entire year. Today, in terms of news, not really too much. PMI composite flash comes out, Baker Hughes rigs count as well as into the afternoon. But when we talk about what's going on in the market, right? When we talk about what's going on in the S&P, we marked 4140 region as the low of the distribution, which is holding extremely well here, now up about 14 points, moving into that mid to high 50 region. I expect to see some bidding continuous throughout this session. I want to see how dips get absorbed on the session itself, right? 58 to 60 on the S&P 500 futures is a massive, massive resistance. Above that, we could probably see price into the 70s. I'm not discounting the buyers just yet, right? Even though we have had multiple days of range-bound movement attacking the lows of the distribution, but we'll see how that kind of shapes out. I want to see if correlations like NASDAQ and Russell do tick higher as well. So first and foremost, right, we'll be looking for that long. That long did come out in the morning session. So if you weren't awake that early, right, hang on, hang tight. Let's see what these pullbacks look like in this market before getting into the long side to see if we can burst through some of those resistances. And to be a little more cautious trying to short rallies today, unless something really, really big comes out, right? A massive offer, right? Stuck longs at tops, massive reaction, as well as correlations. So having said that, this is all I wanted to wrap up today. I hope everyone has an amazing Friday. Just looking at, what is this? Do you ever look at YM? No, I don't look at the Dow, honestly. Like it's a composite of what, like 30 names. It doesn't really hold that much value in my style of trading or looking at the market generally, Ross. So yeah. But with that being said, I hope everyone has an amazing Friday, amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys at community.tradeproacademy.com after 11 a.m. Eastern today. So check that out and talk to you guys later.